Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because this is the most important video you will watch today on YouTube. This is the ultimate side hustle guide, how to go from $0 to $10,000 per month as a beginner. Now, I know there's a lot of these other videos on YouTube already, but a lot of these YouTubers that make these videos, they don't actually have a side hustle. Their side hustle is their main income and they do it full time. I'm different. I've been treating my YouTube, my businesses, all as side hustles for the past 4 years because I've been in full-time education. So I understand those people that have got work, studying, other commitments that they have to do, and now suddenly they want to build a business and build a side hustle, but it has to be their side income. So I'm going to show you how you can achieve an awful lot with very few hours in your day. So a little bit about me and what I'll cover in this presentation. So I'm going to start with my journey. And then I'm going to go on to how to pick the right side hustle for you, how to beat everyone else, because it is dog v dog in this world. You're going to have to outcompete others, how to invest/reinvest your money along the way as you go up to $10,000 per month, and of course, common misconceptions with side hustles and what to do with investing the cash. So starting with me. This is me studying at Imperial College London. As you can see with my hard hat, I studied civil engineering for 4 years at one of the most intensive universities on this planet. So in the recent rankings, Imperial College London was the second best university in the world. It beat out Oxford, Harvard, Cambridge, only second to MIT in the USA. And I achieved a 2-1, 66% overall in civil engineering, one of the toughest degrees at Imperial as well. And a lot of people see that and they say, congratulations, that is a fantastic achievement. It's a good achievement, but honestly, what I find actually more fulfilling about that is not the degree I got, but all I was doing along the way. Because alongside studying for 4 years, I've been building a YouTube channel. I managed to grow to around 11,000 subscribers and potentially beyond by the time you see this video. Alongside that, growing TikToks, got my most famous page to over 500,000 followers, faceless content pages. Alongside that as well, going gym, building a physique and being able to maintain it, still working towards that. And at the same time, going on fun dates, fun events with my friends, having a real well-rounded life and not just focusing on my degree. So why side hustles in particular? Because a lot of people will see I've gone to Imperial, they've seen that I've got a great degree with a great score overall. Why do I need side hustles? I'll be able to get a fantastic job. And maybe you could say the same thing for you. If you're going to university right now, you might have parents, you might have friends, you might have older colleagues that don't really understand the online space saying, you don't need a side hustle, you're going to get a fantastic job, you're going to get paid very well. Well, for me, it's all about number one, freedom. Breaking away from just being an employee your whole life, the 9-to-5 grind your whole life. I know that you're going to get paid a very good salary, especially if you are doing very well academically like I was. You're tricked into thinking you're going to get the best job, the best salaries, etc. But it still keeps you locked away in that job. You still got limited hours that you can leave on annual leave. You still got paid by your employer above you that gives you a fixed salary and some bonuses. That's not the life I personally want to live. I want to be able to travel, work from anywhere, have not only financial freedom, but time freedom in particular to travel when I want and to where I want. Also, I want to be able to negotiate for myself, build my own character, and know that along the way of building a business, I'm building myself. And by building myself, that business improves over time as well. And the money I'm making from my business can correlate to how much I've grown as a character and how good I am in terms of my rapport building with clients and overall. And of course, the final reason, cash. No one can disagree that side hustles, the primary function for them is making you some extra money on the side, whether you want it to become your main hustle over time or just to help you in other ways. Maybe you want to buy some materialistic items or help in other facets of your life to have some extra money. So which side hustle should you do? This is super important, especially if you are a beginner starting from ground zero. So for me, if you look at this diagram right here or this picture, what is it? Well, we should all know, although it might be a long time ago for certain people, this is school. So what was important about school? We had different subjects, right? You would have history, geography, math, English, you name it, a bunch of different subjects, and you were taught to learn all of these subjects. You maybe pick 10 or 12 at a time to go through. Now, that is great, but really when it comes to a side hustle, you need to narrow down on one. And in my opinion, the way to find the one you should be narrowing down into is something you're good at, in terms of you've got a natural maybe tendency to do, or you've already got skills to it, or maybe you've got a network around you, like you've got friends, you've got family that already are involved in the side hustle and this particular industry. And the second one, in my opinion, more important than the first part, is something you actually love to do. Because if this is going to be your side hustle, it's going to be a grind. It's going to take time out of your day. And I'd rather you do something you actually enjoy doing so you can look forward to every single day working towards your side hustle than doing something you don't enjoy doing. So ideally you want something that's a marriage of the two in the middle of the Venn diagram. But if it's either or, that's still something good. But ideally, one in the middle of the two. So here are some potential side hustles you can go down. These are not all of them. There's thousands, honestly. But YouTube personal branding, this is what I'm doing on this channel right now. You've got crypto and you've got forex trading down the bottom. You've got drop shipping, which is particularly popular around COVID times, but it's still a very good business model nowadays as well. You've got agency model as well, which a lot of people like to go towards. You've got TikTok and short form content creation, which is where I made my first sort of money online, especially through faceless TikTok pages. And of course, you've got copywriting, and that's just to name a few businesses. There's honestly so many. Experiment with a few to see what you like, but then you should really start narrowing down. So, a lot of people should know this person on screen, or if you don't know him, you should know this man. Kobe Bryant is the bottom, and Mr. Tiger Woods is top left. Now, what is common across both these men? Well, they're both sports stars, one in golf, one in basketball. And sports, I love sports overall, and it molds a lot of my business philosophy and how I approach life. But one thing I really love about these men is the fact that they dedicate themselves to one sport. They double down. Tiger Woods did not go and play golf on a Monday, then he went to do swimming on a Tuesday, then played basketball on a Wednesday, football on a Thursday, baseball on a Friday. No, he understood that he wanted to be the best golf player of all time. He did golf Monday, he did golf Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and if he wasn't playing golf, he was studying golf. He was watching the others play golf. He was refining his game. His diet was based around golf. Everything was molded his whole life around becoming the best golf player he could be. Now, I'm not saying you have to go to that extreme when it comes to your business, not at all, but you have to double down, I think, to be successful in this game. I decided I wanted to make my side hustle income off content creation, so I doubled down on that. TikTok and YouTube, those are my two primary models. I still have over 10,000 followers on Instagram as well, posting faceless content there, but my primary model was TikTok and YouTube content creation. I doubled down. I didn't do 4 weeks of TikTok, wasn't really working. Now I'm going to do drop shipping, not really working. Then I'm going to go into copywriting. I did none of that. A lot of people, their biggest problem is they shift too quickly. They start something, don't see returns quick enough, so they quickly shift, and then they blame the business model for being too saturated or not working. I'll talk later about how that's a common misconception in the online world, but you've got to double down on what you do. You've got to find a business model and stick to it. And this is why I say find something you're good at and something you enjoy, because it'll make the process easier. You won't be successful if you keep changing, flip-flopping every few weeks. When you start something, it doesn't really work, and then you're pivoting again. So this is me and my YouTube channel. So this channel you're watching right now, you can see that it started in May 2022, over 2 years ago. And for the whole first, to be honest, 18 months, I was getting barely any traction. I got some views towards the start, then it fell off again, then some views well, then it fell off again. It was only really in 2024 where I've seen the views really skyrocket. And this channel got monetized in January 2024, only around 7 months ago, meaning from May 2022 to January 2024, basically 18 months, I was not getting paid a single penny by YouTube for creating content. Not a single penny. I had my friends that were working side jobs alongside studying, and of course other family members working as well, getting paid. I was not getting paid a thing, but dedicating all my time, well, a lot of my time towards this side hustle. Why? Because I believed in the process, and you got to believe in yourself too. You've got to understand that all your returns, you might not see it in terms of money in the bank, but it is accumulating to earn you money along the way. And trust me guys, especially content creation, that's why I love it as a business model. Your returns are exponential. You can see the chart here. Every single video you do, whether it pays you or not, will help you on your path to getting paid and earning money later down the line. And you've got to keep climbing those steps. Got to keep climbing that ladder if you want to reach success in any business model that you do. So, common misconceptions when it comes to choosing side hustles and finding the right side hustle for you. Number one, it has to be an online business model. That's just false. A lot of people like online business models because obviously it fits into your day. You don't have to spend time going here and going there, especially as a side hustle. But that's not necessarily true that it's the only way you can make money as a side hustle. There's people that cut people's hair as a side business, mow people's lawn, wash windows, wash cars. Absolutely, that's a great side hustle. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Hey, if you want to become the Uber Eats driver of the month, delivering 10,000 orders to compete with the championship best Uber driver, by all means go for it. Don't let anyone stop you. So it doesn't always have to be an online business. I personally suggest online businesses because I think they're the easiest to get involved in, especially because most of them have a very low upfront cost. You don't need a lot of capital or money to invest in, but it doesn't have to be an online business. Don't let anyone tell you it has to be. Next one is too saturated to do. I hear this all the time. TikTok's too saturated, dropshipping's too saturated, copywriting's too saturated, everything's too saturated. I want you to replace the word saturation with popular. yes, it's popular, doesn't mean it's saturated. And I'll prove to you it's not too saturated, because I can guarantee, and you can guarantee also, that someone after watching this video today can start copywriting or start a TikTok, faceless TikTok empire, and we can also guarantee that they can become a millionaire from it. Is it possible? Absolutely. So therefore, how can it be saturated? We can all guarantee that someone today can start and have got the potential to make millions from it, make over $10,000 a month. Therefore, it's not saturated, it's just popular. And that person can be you. It's all about the skills in this game, because a lot of people give up early. So you might see a lot of people involved in the space, but a lot of those people fall away and give up early. If you stick through it, when I started YouTube, I had a lot of people say it's super saturated. They make money online space is way too saturated. I stuck with it. Yes, it took some time to actually build momentum, but don't let anyone tell you it's too saturated. It's excuses from other people. I used to make that excuse as well myself when I was younger, but it's not the right thing to do. It's you. You're in control of it. Don't let saturation stop you getting involved with any sort of business model. Obviously, some business models are better than others. I'm not going to sit here and say become a blacksmith in 2024. Absolutely not. But still, no such business model. Very rarely will it be too saturated. You can make money from a lot of them, especially if they're popular. Next one is fast money. False claim. Obviously, you see people on social media, teenagers flaunting their Lamborghinis, saying they made money from this, from that. Look, a lot of those people are doing that, so you buy their course. I understand it completely. It's all the image they perceive, the reputation. A lot of the times they'll be inflating their wealth. They might have rented their cars, etc. It's not fast money, guys. It takes a long time. I showed you. It took me 1.5 years to build up a YouTube channel. Only nowadays am I making $10,000 a month. And I started making money online, or trying to make money online, in 2021. I'm being completely transparent, honest with you guys. I'm not one of those people claiming to be a millionaire as a teenager. Absolutely not. It's going to take a long time. And I've got another saying as well, right? The quicker you go up, the quicker you can go back down. So those people that go far up really quickly and they made a lot of money fast, they can lose it even faster. Because making money is not the important part. It's actually the skills you learn along the way, being able to adapt to certain situations, as I'll show you with my own journey slightly later in this video. So if it's taking time, stick with it. Because that is the test that you are facing, to know you want to stick with this business model and you actually want to go through the tough times to get to the good times. And every single day you're in that business model, you're learning a lesson. If you're working towards it every single day, and that lesson you learn will keep you in that business model longer, so you've got a more sustainable way of earning money. So don't let social media tell you that it's going to be fast money, it's going to be super quick. Yes, certain people will have that, hit that luck. I know you make your own luck, but certain people will just have that lucky break where they get this great client out of nowhere. Also, as you get older and learn more skills and you build up a client base and build up a network, it will become fast money because you've got the right people in the right places to make it happen. If you're a millionaire, right, and you've got other millionaires around you, you've got the right network, and one millionaire you know is in copywriting, I think we can all agree that if you start a copywriting business, you'll make money quicker than someone that's a complete beginner starting from ground zero. So it's all about connections and networks. So you can't relate your situation to anyone else's because everyone is unique. But stick with it, man. People that show it's fast money, don't let it demotivate you because you're on this path for a year or a year and a half and you haven't made any money yet. Stick with it, man. If it's something you enjoy doing, and if it's something you've got a genuine skill at, or something you want to develop a skill in, don't let anyone tell you that you should stop doing it. That's something you want to dedicate your life towards if you really enjoy doing it. And finally, it's not worth it. Of course, for some people, it won't be worth it. I'm not going to sit here and say everyone should be an entrepreneur. It comes with a lot of hassle, a lot of stress, a lot of days where you're working more than anyone else. But if you do actually want to break away and be able to buy the materialistic possessions you love, be able to retire your parents early, be able to live a fulfilling life where you're working for yourself, you've got time freedom, money freedom, etc. Don't let anyone tell you it's not worth it, man. It's absolutely worth it. And you should be grinding towards it every single day. And don't let anyone tell you that your life is unbalanced because of it, or you're wasting your time on it. Don't let anyone say that. If it's something you want to do and you see the light at the end of the tunnel, go for it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So, how to beat the competition? Because it's dog eat dog. As I said earlier, for you to become a millionaire, someone can't be. It's just the way it is. There's not enough money to go around, unfortunately, for everyone. But I'm going to help you guys how you can beat the competition and go towards the top. Now, as I said earlier, you're going to be competing, especially if you are like me, that was studying full-time, working full-time, etc. You're fighting an uphill battle because others in your situation will be doing their full work towards this side hustle or towards their business. So how do you beat the people that, to be honest, are doing that full time and you've only got a few hours after work or after school before you have to go sleep, where you have to try and build this business? So this was me during my internship. As I said, I've been studying full time, but I've also had summer internships. So I've not really had a lot of time off, to be honest with you guys. vast majority of my life, 90% of my life for the past 4 years has been involved with some form of full-time education or full-time working in terms of internships or anything like that. Very rarely do I actually sit there and go, wow, I've got nothing really to do apart from my side hustle. So you've got to find a way to do a lot of work in a little amount of time. Now, thankfully, the number one lesson you can do to implement this is speed. You've got to be fast. Thankfully for you, everyone is slow. Everyone is slow in this game. People move far too slow. I face it myself when I work with clients when I had an agency previously, and obviously when I work with clients for paid promos and collaborations. Some of them come to me and say, oh, are you interested in a collaboration? I say, yeah, of course. When can we meet up? They say, oh, in a couple weeks time. Why in a couple weeks? Let's meet up tomorrow or in a few days at the most. I appreciate sometimes, obviously, they've got something they need to implement. It's going to take time and then they're going to be ready for a collaboration. That makes sense. But if you're just waiting 2 weeks for the sake of waiting 2 weeks, what's the point? Move quickly, move fast. You've got to move as fast as you can without minimizing the quality. Move quickly. Parkinson's law is a great example of this. The more time you spend, the less effort you need. The less time you spend, the more effort you need. It's that old adage, right? If you give yourself a day to clean your room or give yourself 20 minutes to clean your room, both times the room will be cleaned and they will be achieved successfully. So it's your choice whether you want to take 20 minutes or dedicate a day towards it. Now, my thumbnail design, I'm going to shout him out right now. My thumbnail designer does fantastic work on the thumbnails. Absolutely great. But do you know what my favorite thing about my thumbnail designer is? Speed. If I message them on Telegram saying I want a thumbnail on this, within 4 or 5 hours, the thumbnail will be ready. That's my favorite thing about them. I know other people in this game, it'll be ready in 48 to 72 hours, sir. Why? It's a thumbnail, not a whole video edited. It's a quick thumbnail. 5 hours, fantastic. The video is ready to go. I value speed so much, whether it's me with speed, because I work very fast myself, or with the people I work with, colleagues, clients, etc. You've got to be fast. You've got to make up for lost time. Like I said, thankfully, a lot of people are super slow in this game. So you don't need to be super, super fast. But I will say for an absolute fact, right? Speed is super important in this business game. Next, failing, right? A lot of misconceptions towards failing. Especially people like me that do very well academically and are used to getting A's, A stars in tests. A lot of these people have a fear of failing. That's why I sometimes actually agree with the sentiment that set 2, set 3 students, people that get B's and C's in school, actually go on to achieve more and live more fulfilling lives than people that get A's and A stars. Why? Because they've got less of a fear than failing, because they haven't got that same reputation that academic students have. You've got to be able to fail fast. Like I said, if you're moving quickly, you're going to fail quickly, especially if it's something new. And fail forward as well. Learn lessons with every failure. That's two of my favorite sayings, man. Fail fast, fail forward. Don't be afraid of failing. Now, when it comes to me, right, with content creation, it's a very public thing. People can see my view counts. They can see my subscriber count. They see all of that. So they can see if my videos are doing well or my videos are doing badly. You've got to be able to embrace that. Now, if you're doing an agency or drop shipping or copywriting, you can hide it a bit more from the public. People don't really have to see how many clients you've got, this and that. Always give off an image that you're doing very well. I'm not saying start crumbling down saying, oh, I'm signing no clients. Or don't play the victim card. No one likes that. But don't be afraid to fail internally. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to experiment, especially in this game, because you ain't going to be able to refine it straight away. And the people that aren't afraid of failing and aren't afraid of failing fast will in the long term achieve much more than the people that are trying to absolutely perfect every single decision they make. Also, another adage, think big, start small. Great adage, man. A lot of people, they start thinking straight away about the big dream and then they start implementing towards it. Look, I've got massive dreams and massive aspirations, but I understand I'm still only 22 years old. I've not got the capital to achieve the things I want to achieve. So think big. What's my overall dream? Okay, let's say I want to start a podcast like Joe Rogan. Okay, that's a great overall dream to have. But let's be honest, I've not got the name that Joe Rogan's got. I've not got the budget to be able to afford high-class celebrities like he has, the people like Elon Musk, etc. So what can I start with? Okay, let me start small with a YouTube channel so I can build up my public speaking skills, my confidence, etc. Can build up a personal brand. Then we can start talking about creating content short form as well to build my personal brand that way. Then I can start linking up in different networking events with the money I'm making. So I can start meeting different personalities. I can start making friends with people in these business areas. Suddenly you're starting to actually think big with the podcast, but start small in terms of your personal brand, the networking events. You're building the steps towards success, and then eventually over time you'll have the personal branding, you'll have the confidence to be able to speak on camera and speak to an audience. You'll have the network for all these events you've been to. And you'll be able to start that podcast. But if you just started straight away, okay, I want to be a Joe Rogan podcast person, start the podcast straight away, it's going to be so slow because you've not got the skills that you need in the first place. So think big, start small. And consistency as well. You got to tick off every single day. Don't be sitting there thinking I want to start a side hustle and then only dedicate the weekends towards it. It's got to be a daily thing. It's got to be a daily grind. Because if it's not, like I said before, it's dog eat dog. Other people will outcompete you in this game. People that are working every single day. So you've got to be at it. Obviously, I'm not saying 365 days a week you're working. This ain't David Goggins-esque motivational discipline I'm talking about. But you got to be at it every single day. Don't be sitting there thinking that, oh, it's okay. If I give it 50% of effort, I'll still make it. You got to really try when it comes to side hustle, man. Especially if you are a beginner and you haven't got handouts or you haven't got the network already or you're not privileged enough to have super wealthy parents that can hand it down to you. If you're starting from the middle lower class, you've got to work for it. Also, another thing, don't focus on investment. One of the biggest excuses I hear from people, they don't want to start an online business, they don't want to start a business in general because they haven't got investment, I haven't found an investor. You don't need an investor. You're not starting a Boeing 787 airline company. You're starting an online agency or a TikTok page. What kind of investment do you need? You have a phone already. You should have an internet connection already. Other than that, focus on getting the money in. That's the most important part. And if you got cash flow coming in, then you can use that cash flow to invest elsewhere. So you might need $1,000 to start a website, for example. Let's say that. But if you haven't got the money to spend on a website, fine, then spend 2-3 weeks learning how to build a website. So you have two ways of spending in this game. You either spend money or you spend time. It's your choice. If you've got no money to spend, then spend your time towards it. But don't make excuses and don't be sitting there waiting for an investment to fall out of the sky. You don't need that. And if you are looking to start an investment as your first business, very risky. Because when you have an investor, people think that raising money is great and all. Yeah, of course, if you need to raise money for a certain venture that involves a lot of capital, absolutely you have to. But when you have an investor, they've got ulterior motives to you. They want their return on investment. And it's only right. If they're an angel investor, they want their money back. They're going to be pushing you to do this, to do that. They want you to go public by this year. All these sort of things that you don't want. You don't want an external investor that's not got the same sort of mindset towards your business. They've got ulterior motives. So at all costs, especially for your first business, I'd avoid investors, avoid investment in general. If you are going to invest your own money or family and friends that believe in you, trust you, and you'll pay back over time. Don't be worried about finding some angel investor for an online business. And so when you do invest as well, invest to make money back. So for example, like I said, I first started making money online through TikTok. I still make money through TikTok to this day. And a big way I invest is buying monetized accounts. So Tick accounts, which I'll link in the description down below and in the pinned comment, it sells monetized TikTok accounts. So rather than having to grow organically to 10,000 followers and 100,000 views to earn money through TikTok, I can buy an already monetized account, so I start earning money straight away. So that's an investment that helps bring money in the door. That's worthy investment then. I'm not investing in an office. I'm investing in something that will bring me money earlier. That's a great investment to make. So yeah, if you're going to make investment, don't blow your whole budget. Don't blow thousands, if not millions, but make it investing in something that can bring you money in. The next one, very important step, diversify. I learned this in 2022 at a very young age as a teenager still. Diversify your income. So as I said before, I first started making money online through Face's TikTok pages, and my most successful ever TikTok page reached over 500,000 followers in just 6 months. But that account unfortunately got banned for unoriginal content. And I was making comfortably 4 figures a month, comfortably as a teenager, right? As a side hustle, and that suddenly went to zero overnight when this account got banned. I recreated the account again to try and make it back, but then I gave up on it and started focusing on other niches. And that was a real blow. That was a real blow to me because that was a lot of my money coming from that one account, but I didn't diversify. I thought it was all sunshine and roses. I thought it was all going to exist until the end of time. Newsflash, it didn't. So you've got to be able to diversify in this game. You can't just be posting and doing the same thing over and over again and not thinking about how you can spend your money elsewhere. If you're making money, I'll talk about this when it comes to the investing section slightly later in this presentation, but always be thinking, what's your next move? Don't just be thinking you're doing this now, it's going to last forever. No business lasts forever. Be ready to diversify. I learned this lesson at 19 years old. It was emotional distress. It was borderline depression when it happened to me. But when I look back now, 2-3 years later, one of the best things that ever happened to me when that account got banned, it taught me a very valuable business lesson. Diversify your income. No business lasts forever. And this feeds into another point because I hear a lot of people say that, oh, YouTubers that are selling courses and making content, they're only doing so because their business model doesn't work anymore. And I hear it, and obviously I can't speak for every YouTuber on this planet, but sometimes it's important to do that just to diversify your income sources. I give away a lot of free knowledge on TikTok, how to grow on TikTok on this channel. not only to help you guys grow on TikTok, but also to build up another income source, my personal brand. So suddenly I'm not so reliant on TikTok anymore. Do you get what I mean? I personally would rather earn 10 grand a month through YouTube, personal branding, TikTok, and another business model than just earn 50 grand a month through TikTok. I'll sacrifice the excess 20 grand if it gives me more security and I can sleep easier at night knowing I've got 3 different income sources. That's another reason I've got a school community to help mentor people how to grow on TikTok. So you can obviously pay to get personal mentorship from me. I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can check it out. It's there so you can obviously get help from me directly. There's another income source for me as well, alongside all the others I've listed. So yeah, don't be afraid to diversify income sources. No business lasts forever. Next, another important point, take the money, man. I see a lot of people that they're making money for their business and they're reinvesting all of it. Now, thankfully for me, because a lot of my business models come from content creation, and a lot of online businesses, a lot of online businesses in general actually have this perk. There's not a lot of cost to it. I know obviously you look at Dragon's Den, The Apprentice, people go like, oh, my profit margin's like 10-15%. Well, thankfully, when it comes to online business models, especially content creation, TikTok and YouTube, profit margins are like 80-90%. So you basically get to keep all of the money that you make, and you're keeping it. Spend it on nice things. Go on fancy dates. Go out with your friends. Treat your parents, your family. Go on nice holidays, etc. Do it, man. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Of course, don't blow all the money. I'm not saying that. Do spend a proportion of your money on income generating assets that I'll go into slightly later in this video when we get to the investment part of this presentation. Reinvest what you need to into your business. Say you need certain things to improve production. Throughout time on my YouTube channel, I've reinvested to get a better lighting, a better microphone, a better camera, etc. to help enhance the videos. I mean, go back to the first ever video on my YouTube channel if you want an example of this. Absolute garbage quality. I don't even know why anyone watched it, to be honest, when you compare it to now. And if you look 2 years from now, it'll probably be even better. So you're obviously going to have to invest at times to improve your overall quality of your production, depending on what business model you're in, of course. But also, don't forget to enjoy the money, take the money, use it, have fun with it. That's what it's for. It's a business is there to serve you. Let's not forget that, right? You started this side hustle, you started this online business to make you money, not to just make it for, it's not an NGO, it's not a charity at the end of the day, right? It's there for you to make money. So use it. You obviously spend the money where you want to. I obviously get a lot of fulfillment using it on my loved ones, spending it on my family, going on great trips with my friends, obviously, paying for nice days, etc., giving it away to people as well. I get a lot of fulfillment as well from giving away money to charity, etc. Everyone gets fulfillments in other ways. Some people might get a fulfillment from buying a Porsche. By all means, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If you want to drive around in an Aston Martin, be my guest, man. It's your money, do whatever you want with it. Enjoy it. And finally, believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself in this game, because not a lot of people will, to be honest. And that's not me saying that you can't make it or you won't make it, because I absolutely believe you will, actually, by the way. I think everyone has got the potential to make it in this world. We live in a diverse world where you can make money no matter what race you are, what ethnicity, what gender, anything. Anyone on this planet with the internet, you've got the potential to make money. Unless you live in somewhere where there's no internet, like North Korea or something. If you live there, it's going to be a little bit hard. But if you live anywhere that's got an internet connection and somewhere to access, no matter where you are in the world, anywhere else in the world, you can make money. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You've got to believe in yourself. And all throughout those days where you're going to be working hard and you're on Instagram, someone's made it, someone's got to their subscriber milestone you were dreaming of, someone's signed their client you were dreaming of, and you're still working, not making it, believe in it, man. It's all part of the struggle, it's all part of the grind, it's all part of the test. And if you stick with it, there's absolutely no reason why you can't make it out the other side, especially if you do something you believe in and you love. It might take you 2 years, it might make you 10 years. I feel like you've also got to have that little bit of, I don't want to call it arrogance, but that I've always had that feeling where I knew I was going to make money online. No part of me ever doubted myself in it. I wasn't sure how I was going to be able to make it online. I didn't know for a fact, okay, it was going to be this, then this, then this. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I knew for an absolute fact this was going to be the route to make money online for me. Guarantee it was going to end up like this. But I always had that feeling I would. I believed in myself. I worked hard every single day. Even like I said at the start when I was making absolutely no money, I still believed in myself, adapted along the way, experimented, wasn't afraid to take risks along the way as well. And now I've got to a point where I'm making obviously decent money online, and I want the same for you guys as well. Even starting from absolute ground zero, $0 a month, etc. You can still make it. Believe in yourself, man. Have that little sort of arrogance where you know you're gonna make it, and time just hasn't caught up to you yet. I'm not saying be entitled and say you're a millionaire right now, and I should be a millionaire and this hasn't turned out like that. I'm not saying anything like that. Obviously, there's a difference between saying you should be and you can be. right? Not at any point does I sit there and go, oh, I should be a millionaire right now. Never did I say that. I said I can be, and I hopefully will be if I do these things along the way to get me there. There's a difference between entitlement, believing you should already be there, and not understanding there's a genuine skill gap between your current skills and the skills you need to possess to make it, and just having that raw confidence, borderline arrogance that you are going to do whatever it takes to make it towards the other side. And look, you can fuel arrogance from a multitude of areas. And a lot of people see arrogance as a bad thing. Too much arrogance absolutely is. Same with anything. Ego, pride. Too much of it can harm you. But having a little bit of it, having a little bit of that confidence, that over-the-top confidence that you're going to make it, will always serve you well. I truly believe that. There's some people you can look at this world and go, they're going to make it. Why do you think someone like Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the greatest footballers of all time? People go, oh, he's got an ego, he's got an arrogance to him. Trust me, if he didn't have that, he would not be the type of person he is. He would not be the type of footballer he is. So you've got to have that little bit to you. I'm not saying be open and honest about it and come across as an arrogant person, but internally have that sort of underlying and unwavering belief that you're going to make it no matter what. So next we move on to the next portion of this presentation. You're starting to make money online. You've gone from $0 a month to maybe $1,000, maybe $2,000. What should you invest in? What is the best investment to make? Guys, it is Bitcoin. I'm revealing it now. No, I'm joking. Absolutely not. S&P 500. Good. Not the best, but good. I invest a proportion of my income into the S&P 500. In my opinion, the absolute best thing you can invest in will give you, in my opinion, unlimited returns. The return on investment, there's no ceiling to it. It's uncapped. It's infinity. And that is investing in yourself. You are the superhero of your own story, and you should be investing in yourself. And that can be investing in a gym membership to improve your physique. That can be investing in a diet plan, having more whole grain foods, more organic foods, shopping from more expensive grocery stores, so you're nutritionally better, you're better, getting your health better. That's important because a better health means more energy throughout the day to dedicate to your life. You hopefully should be able to live longer because of that, etc. So trust me, there can be lots of different ways to invest in yourself. That can also be an online skill, learning something like real estate, for example, another way of making money, something you can then apply to your own business or diversify into it. So many different ways to invest, but in my opinion, the best way to invest, especially if you're not making an awful lot of money online, it's different if you're a millionaire and you're on the older age gap where you've got a lot of your skills built up already. Then obviously there's different ways to invest, and you can invest in bonds that are more safe, more secure. But if you're young, invest in yourself, because it's the only investment on this planet that's got unlimited returns. Honestly, unlimited returns. There's this story about the McLaren head of Formula 1 racing at McLaren. I've forgotten the guy's name. It's completely escaped my mind. Zach Brown, I think his name is, right? There's a video of him on Wheel of Fortune, which is a show in the US, where he won like $3,000. And he spent that $3,000. He didn't invest it in Bitcoin. He didn't put it in the S&P 500. He spent it on a Formula 1 car. And lo and behold, 20, 30 years later, he's now the head of racing at McLaren, an F1 team. That is investing in yourself. That is having a dream and investing in it. So don't be afraid to do the same, man. Invest in a gym membership. And not just that, you can also invest in other things. You can invest in a boxing coach, a golf mentor, a languages teacher. Don't be afraid to enrich yourself with the money you've got. It's all about building up your own character, because if you build up yourself, you can attract money more easily. I honestly believe that, man. If you're a better version of yourself, the law of attraction states that you will obviously attract certain things towards you, people, money. And if you're getting a better network, if you're getting more money towards you, etc., to build up that network, then it's always going to serve you better over time. And it'll exponentially prove greater returns. So if you're new around here, I do always suggest that you subscribe, especially if you made it this far in the video. I do appreciate you staying this long, and I hope you learned an awful lot about making money online, especially as a side hustle. And not just that, you have to click the bell notification button. Not enough people do this, but that is the only way you will keep up to date with the videos on my channel. That can be the reason you become financially free in 2024. And if you want to learn about how I made my first $1,000 online, which was through TikTok content creation, you got to check out the video beside me as I go through step by step how you can do exactly the same. I give away so much secret sauce on how you can make money through TikTok. As always, I've got the links down below in the description as well that you can check out my school community if you want to buy monetized TikTok accounts, and where I produce my faceless shorts as well. The website I use called VSub, you can check that out as well. Leave your thoughts in the comments as well regarding this video if you've got any other video ideas you want me to make content on. And as always, I hope to catch you guys all in my next video. Take care.